there anything you want to tell Wan Qi?
I am sorry that I can't give you the life that you wanted, but I am grateful for you being with me, and thank you for the boys who are always bringing me joy.
Who fell in love first and how did it happen? I think he fell in love with me first because how we met was, it was my first year of university. I was 19 and then Kok Peng was 23. He's tall, kind of outgoing. During the camp, we had to fall into, I think, 4-meter water. He said, I will catch you. It's like, okay, you catch me. Yeah, so when I fell in, he really caught me. So while sitting there, I was actually very cold and I was shivering. And so someone put a jacket on me, but I didn't know whose jacket it was. Apparently it was his. It was your jacket, right?
I don't remember this.
When I finished my 4 years of university and then we planned like a short vacation, and then he proposed to me there. So that was very, very sweet. He definitely remembered because I dropped the diamond ring in the airport.
Yes, I had to do a search for it because it was a few $1,000s. I had to use my diverse skills to find it.
Good job. Kok Peng's love language is to acts of service.
I did most of the household chores when I was able.
Yeah, he would let me sleep in. He would bring the boys out for a walk. He would sort of think about the meals that we're gonna have. So he would cook. His favorite was carbonara. He also loved to do tiramisu. He would really try to make it as authentic as possible.
Thanks to YouTube.
Thanks to YouTube. He loved to do it, so he enjoyed doing it, and he did it more for us. Yeah, in a sense, it's like he was my house made of bricks. So when the news about his illness came about, it was like maybe like a glass globe, kind of just cracked and broke. You know, that was my hopes and my dreams of the future. And I think it's the same for him. I think it was much worse for him as well.
Are you a bad husband and father now? At different stages of my progression or disabilities, I had tried my best to contribute to my family and help my wife to alleviate some of the burden. I do feel depressed with each stage progression, from a position of strength and confidence to a position of weakness and doubt. Because I can't do anything except only things that can be done through the computer. I am still trying to do my part ordering groceries online and buying my own milk feeds.
He can still move his left leg a little bit. He can also move his eye, but the progression is still going on. He's not able to lift his neck. So if his head goes like this, it's there until somebody pushes it back. He couldn't show any vulnerability of how much this condition is really causing him. Because this condition is not common, no one really is able to understand how much it takes away from a person, how much it takes away from the family. When I bring the kids out, I try to remind them that Papa is very sad that he can't come, and how I wish he is with us, because Actually, Kok Peng really enjoys such moments with his kids. Like for the past 2 years, we tried going to Legoland. In Legoland, there's nothing Kok Peng can do except to just sit on the wheelchair and just catch that glimpse of his kids going on past the roller coaster and saying, "Hi, Papa." Like, he's just waiting there. He described the experience as hell week. It was so difficult. Even though he said, "It's okay, you go," I'm very, very sure that when he spends the time alone in his house, there won't be the sound of his children, there won't be the sound of his wife. He will feel that deep sense of loneliness. And so this year, I told the children, we can't go overseas because we need to be here for Papa. He's a great father, actually. He's also a good husband. Even though he's not able to do anything with his children except to maybe watch shows with them, he makes a conscious effort to greet them in the mornings. When they come home from school, he makes an effort to say hello. And I believe that if you ask them who their father is, they will tell you confidently, "Oh, it's him." Do you need me or love me?
Without you, there's no purpose in my life. I think that romance is really difficult because we already have our plates full. I do have to give her credit for sticking to me through all these years, but it is very difficult for an able-bodied person to understand what I am going through every day.
I think I spent a good number of years not being able to understand what he's going through. I think it's evident in the things I would say to him, like, I have this image of a man, and I kind of projected that image onto my husband when I was still asking him, "What can you do for me? What have you done for me?" I think I didn't also understand how much it affected him, because in the initial years, when I had to assist him in the middle of the night, I would get so angry for being waken up. And it was very hard to wake me up because I'm a deep sleeper. And sometimes he would panic because with his limited voice, he could not wake me up.
ALS had taken almost everything from me. My job, which I love, my outings and holidays with my family, my lifestyle, my personality. I realized that as physical able-bodied people, we often take the simplest things for granted. Like breathing, I am currently on a ventilator, and it felt like yesterday that I was able to scuba dive.
It took a lot of adjustments. Like, I could never had imagined that I would have to wash my husband's butt.
She has to literally dig out shit.
Yeah, but I just tried to do things without thinking so much. And I think particularly this year that I have a much better understanding of him as a person, as there were bouts of breakdown. He would cry. But when he cried, I could not understand. But now looking back at it, it was probably too much. That he could only express it in tears. Just waking up is so difficult. Being moved around is so difficult. Lying in the same position without moving is so tough. While I can go on and on and on to him about what I'm feeling, and I can just share and express the thoughts that I have freely, I think Kok Peng has to struggle with finding the right words because he can't talk 100 words in a minute. He's like this thing floating in the ocean. He's barely floating. And if I were to add on my wants and my needs, he will sink. Until that, I realized, He's doing everything he can already. Okay, you need to pause.
Okay.
Okay.
Am I a financial burden to you?
No. The answer is no. Because Kok Peng has worked very hard over the past few years and he has savings. So he's basically supporting himself.
When the neurologist broke the news to me, my future planning instinct kicked in. I made my insurance claim. The CareShield Life scheme, it required applicants to be unable to do 3 activities of daily living. Once I met the criteria, it was quite easy and fast process to submit my claim. I had my work done up and even had an Excel spreadsheet that projected our family finances for the next 5 to 10 years.
Kok Peng's planning for financial security for the family is actually the backbone of why we are still surviving.
I always joke that ALS is a rich man's disease because of the high cost in maintaining a patient's life. For example, this eye tracking device that I use to communicate costs about $3,000. I think if you include the salary of my helpers and consumables and also rental of equipment, it can easily hit $2,700.
Every help that we receive counts. Yeah, so every subsidy that we get goes towards expenditure for household lah. Yeah. So we have the caregiver grant, CareShield Life from Kok Peng, overall medical subsidy. We are absolutely very blessed because one of the caregiver, when her husband passed away from ALS, she blessed us with a lot of consumables that we're still using to today. I don't doubt that moving forward, there will be more cost and expenditure that we will have to spend. I think the cost of care depends on the way that he wants to be cared for. It depends on whether he wants to do the trachea. In the event of an emergency, how does he want to be treated? He has indicated to be resuscitated, but every time we go through an episode, Kok Peng would consider, does he really want to have trachea? Because once you have the trachea, you can't take it out because it's considered euthanasia because you are fully dependent on it. If his eyes fail and he can't use the computer and he can't take out the trachea, he can't communicate, he's stuck. I think that's the fear. When times are good, it gives him the feeling that he can go on. But when times are tumultuous, it's easier for the family, that I'm less of a burden. I think he didn't mean to say all those things. At the point in time, he just felt despair. He just felt like he was a burden. Okay. What does love look like to you now?
Love is the feeling that I have when I see my wife and children coming back and hugging me and tell me stories of their day. I think it is simple thing that keeps me going.
Love looks like unconditional, without boundaries, limitless. Even without meeting my language of love, I still love him. In my marriage vows, I said to death do us part. And I meant that. If I could go back time with the things that I know now, maybe I would really see him for who he is, appreciate him so that we could have more memories, we could have more joy and happiness. During the onset of the condition, like at one point in time in a state of burnout because I was doing caregiving as well. sometimes I would say sarcastic, snarky remarks that hurts him. And I really wanted to be a different person. I was praying like, can you just take this old me out and then put a new one overnight? But the thing is that like all trees, they don't grow overnight, they take time. And so this journey together requires both of us to relearn how to love the person that we are right now.
Kok Peng, is there anything you want to tell Wan Qi?
I am sorry that I can't give you the life that you wanted, but I am grateful for you being with me, and thank you for the boys who are always bringing me joy.
I still love you very much. And I'm still praying for a miracle that you will be completely 100% healed. I know you love me, and I think that you are a great father. I hope that we have another 40, 50 years together.
Black sheep, have you an ouch? Pussycat, pussycat, where have you been? I've been to London to look at the Queen.
One, two, 3, 4, 5, 6.